going to continue talking about purpose and life. And living life on purpose is kind of like the route the GPS plans for you to go in order to arrive at your destination. You need to understand this, that every single thing in life has a purpose. Think about it. The chair that you're sitting on as you watch this video, maybe on your couch, guess what? That has a purpose. It keeps you comfortable. It keeps you from sitting on the floor. The door has a purpose. It lets you in and out of a room. The roof over your head, even that has a purpose. It protects you from the sun. See, every single thing in life has a purpose. Well, maybe except for mosquitoes. I have no idea what a mosquito's purpose is. You see, a purpose is why something was created. It's why something was made. I believe that every person has a purpose as well. Every single person, from the biggest to the smallest, has a purpose. It's the reason why they are on earth. I also believe that it's so important for us to know our purpose, because if we don't, we could end up frustrated, angry, and sometimes even just really, really sad. Let me illustrate this for you. If I have a remote control and I try to use it as a hairbrush, how many of you know it's not going to be a great hairbrush, right? If I have the set of keys, my car keys, and I decide to kick it and use it as a soccer ball, guess what? It's going to be pretty frustrating for all of us to try and play soccer with the soccer ball, or to brush our hair with the hairbrush. You see, imagine if I have a chair and I don't know what the chair is used. How many of you know that's not a good idea? You see, when you use something for a purpose other than the purpose it was created for, it's gonna cause frustration. It's gonna cause anger. It's gonna cause sadness. We may start to think, man, this thing is useless. We may even end up causing damage to it because we think that it's broken, but actually it's not. Do you know that, if I'm honest with you, I've met so many people, right? I've met some little people and even some big people. Guys, they live their whole lives frustrated. They live their whole lives feeling useless. I've even met some who've caused damage to themselves because they don't really, truly know why they are here. They don't understand purpose. When I don't understand purpose, I compare myself to others. And because I can't do some of the things that somebody else can do, I start to feel as if I'm stupid or I'm worthless. Have you ever felt that way? But what we forget when we're doing this comparison, we forget that there are some things that only we can do. You see, you need to remember this. No one has your voice. No one has your smile. No one has lived your life. So no one has the same stories that you have. No one thinks exactly like you, and that is okay. No one has the same fingerprint that you have. I believe there's a reason that God put our unique identifier on our fingerprint. Because He wanted to say that whatever you do, however you love, however you create, it's going to be something completely different. Your fingerprint and your hand would be on it. Many times our particular shape and design is because of a particular role we're going to fulfill. So this remote control has a particular role. It's shaped a certain way. These keys have a particular role, so they're shaped a different way. A chair looks different to a phone in shape and in size, and that's okay too. I look different to the others in my class, and that's okay. For right now, listen, you don't need to know all the details about every step of your road, but what you need to understand is you have a unique purpose. You have something that you were meant to do. Some will know this really early on in their life, and others will take time to figure it out. And you know what? That is okay. But the one thing that I do want you to take out of this session is I want you to know that you have a purpose. That there's nothing on this planet that doesn't serve a purpose. I remember when I was a teacher, and there were times when one of the learners would, for instance, push another learner or punch them or pull their hair, and there'd be this huge thing, and I'd walk into the class, and you know what? The first thing that they would say to me is they would say, sir, I didn't do it on purpose. They'd say it wasn't on purpose. In other words, it was a mistake. I didn't mean to do it. And they're basically saying, I can't be held accountable. You can't punish me because it was not on purpose. Well, it made me think. I thought about it, and how many times do we live our lives from week to week, month to month, maybe term to term, and even year to year by mistake? And we don't live it on purpose, and at the end we kind of be like, I didn't mean to get these results. I didn't mean to get into that fight. I didn't mean to end up in this position. But it happened. It happened even though it wasn't on purpose. What if we could choose to live our lives on purpose and not on accident? What if I can choose to do well at school on purpose? What if I can choose to have good friendships on purpose? What if I could choose to have good relationships with my parents and with my siblings, my brother or sister on purpose? Why? Because we were made on purpose, and we were made for a purpose. Because our lives were never meant to be lived by accident. I want you to write down some ideas of the things that you can do to live life more on purpose.